One of my favorite vehicles was the 2022 Toyota Sequoia. I really love that nice V8, reliable V8 engine that seemed to run forever. And with the price tag starting around 50 grand, it was reasonably affordable to a point. Great resale value too. Try to find one today. You'll pay through the nose. Now we have the 2025 model. The V8 is gone with a turbo V6 and mild hybrid assist. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And the price has gone up just a wee bit. Starting at $62,425, but you never find one at the dealer that low. They have a tendency to load them up with lots and lots of options. And here's the price of the one I ordered. The cheapest one in the fleet. Whoa! That's more than the Lexus GX550 I had. Another high-end product from Toyota. This is the 1794 edition. Here's all the stuff you're getting for your money. I'll just scroll down real quick. If there's something that interests you, just freeze frame it. And as always, options. Here's all the stuff you get on the TRD off-road package. $2,135. Well, I don't understand why they're charging an extra $385 for a front skid plate. We were being charged $2,000 for an off-road package already. This makes no sense to me. So here it is in the flesh, so to speak. Looks an awful lot like the older models. Just a bit more bulkier. Only around 150 pounds heavier though. Even with the turbochargers and hybrid system we'll talk about in a minute. And one of the first things we do when you get a vehicle is check the brand of tires, because a lot of companies are putting cheap off-brand junkers on to save money. These are Falcon tires, and I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying it wouldn't be my first choice. It says all-terrain, but they look more like street tires than anything in the dirt to me, but I don't think too many people will be taking this off in the dirt. At least nothing serious anyway. Although it can. And do we get a spare tire? Yes, and while this is based on the Toyota Tundra pickup truck, like that truck, it has a spare underneath, so if you get a flat, you have to crawl underneath and get dirty. The third row seats do fold. They're power operated, which seems kind of silly. They're so small, light, you'd obviously do it by hand, but it's a luxury vehicle. That's just the way they want it. You know, they do not fold into the floor, so there's not much storage room here, although they do slide back on these rails to give you some room in the rear. Because underneath, I'm told that's where the hybrid battery is. You can get this with a second row bench seat, but with captain's chairs, 2 in the front, 2 in the middle, and to me, the rear is really 2. 3 monkeys or 3 kids. We're looking at 6 passengers. In a realistic situation, maybe 7. Let's look at what's under the hood. Now, the older models had a V8 putting out 381 horsepower, torque rating of 401 pound-feet. Seat to 60 time, around 6.5 seconds. Fuel economy wasn't fantastic, 13 to 17 mpg with an average of 15 overall. They wanted you to use premium, although you didn't really have to. The V8 is long gone, replaced with a 3.4 liter V6 with a twin turbo. And it has a hybrid system, part of which over here with the orange cables. It's not really designed for fuel economy, it's more of a power boost. And the combination of turbo and hybrid electric power gives you a nice healthy 437 horses. And torque rating is very, very impressive at 583 pounds-feet. And it's hooked to a 10-speed automatic versus the previous 6-speed automatic. So not only does this vehicle have a lot more torque, a lot more horsepower. Obviously it's quicker, 0 to 60 around 5.5 seconds. The claimed fuel economy is 19 in the city, 22 on the highway with 20 average. Nice if you can get it. We're going to find out if that's true. Don't go away. And here's the I-Force Max emblem, so everybody know all that power you got under there. This is also the 1794 edition. Gives you 20-inch wheels, although you get that with the TRD package anyway. Those second row captain's chairs we looked at earlier. The panorama sunroof, which I'm not going to use because it's about 100 degrees out here today. Too hot for me. Massaging seats. I haven't tried these out yet. I can't find the controls. We'll get there eventually. Very, very nice leather trim. One of the first things I said to myself when I got in, please, no more fake wood. Good grief, was this 1960? But I was told this is real wood. Walnut, I believe. Well, it doesn't look real, but they say it is, so I guess it is. For what they're charging, I would hope so. This does come in two-wheel drive only. This one has four-wheel drive. It's not intended for the street. Two-wheel drive for the street, four-wheel drive high for off-road, and four-wheel drive low for off-road. Drive mode, towing mode, crawl control. I forgot what MTS stands for. Pardon me. We get a large info screen, but there's not too much to do here. All of the climate controls are buttons and knobs separate from the info screen the way it should be. There's nothing more annoying than having to do this on an info screen. Thank you, Toyota, for getting it right. I do believe this is your locking differential for off-roading. Traction control. Camera. Ah, yes, the famous rotating. Next on the gauge cluster. I only beef most of the controls for the vehicle while not being on the info screen or on the steering wheel, and using this is easy once you know how, but it's a pain in the butt if you don't know how. Everything from turning on the head-up display, etc., etc. I'm not going to go over everything. There is a learning curve here, okay? And this one has the camera system built in the rearview mirror. And a decent-sized glove box. And I must say the quality materials and workmanship far better than what we had on the older Sequoia, which looked pretty cheap. But of course we have the optional leather and wood trim too, so we're cheating a little bit. There are 3 drive modes on the control knob on the console. Normal, Sport, and Eco, and all of our driving will be normal, unless we see otherwise. I really love the V8 in the previous older models. But the simple fact is, even though it was reliable and guzzled gas, it just wasn't very strong at low RPM. Here it's no problem. This thing really moves out. Lots and lots of grunt at low RPM. Power is not a problem. With a 10-speed automatic, it distributes it quite well. That's it. Just pull out in front of me, dork. Nissan Altima. What do you expect? For daily commuting, the ride is very comfortable, but if you hit some nasty potholes or speed bumps, that stiff rear suspension, rear axle bounces around quite a bit and knock the fillings out of your teeth. This is an older antique setup, but I don't think too many people are going to complain. Brake pedal feel is excellent. Power steering feels excellent. And when off-roading, you have the little red tab here to let you know when the steering wheel is straight. For those who can't do it otherwise. I've been driving this rig for around 5 days, and a couple thoughts come to mind. Number one, I told you earlier, this is based on the Toyota Tundra pickup truck. And they have 2 choices under the hood. They have the I-Force Max seen here with the V6 turbo and hybrid system, but they also have one without the hybrid system. just a V6 turbo. So why don't they offer that on this vehicle? Because some people really don't need all this power, and would certainly reduce the price by $3,000-4,000, I would think. But they don't. It's a puzzle. Because they don't, the price of this is almost as much as the Lexus GX 550 I had about 3 or 4 months ago. Getting to be very, very expensive. Also, on a daily basis, I keep asking myself how a vehicle can be so big on the outside and have so little room on the inside, especially only 6 passengers, but I really don't need much more room, so it's not a problem for me. I do appreciate the fact that this thing is built like a tank. Very, very solid. And I see I have another woke hippie in front of me. Very common in this town. Oh, brother. What a way to desecrate a Mercedes. And if you take long trips, this is an excellent highway cruiser. Very smooth and quiet, and lots of passing power. On the negative side, you'll never see the 22 mpg claimed on the window sticker. Trust me on this. I don't think anyone else has either. But we'll talk about the fuel economy in the next coming up clips, because we're racking up a lot of miles on this. You get the real numbers, not the fake numbers. The fake YouTubers always try to pawn off on you. We drive them, they don't. By the way, I did have plans to take this off-roading. Unfortunately, even though it's clear and sunny at the moment, we had lots and lots of rain this week, and there's mud everywhere. And I do not want this to sink in a mud hole. They might get a little upset when they want the vehicle back. So I can't do any off-roading in this video. Sorry guys, I really wanted to. As we stated earlier, the MPG for this vehicle is claimed to be 19 in the city, 22 on the highway. Slightly more if you get the two-wheel drive. But can you get it? Well, not really. Let's take a look at the computer, and sorry for the flickering on the screen, but there's nothing I can do about it. So far, the best I've gotten is 17.9 mpg. And the worst I've gotten is around 15.7 mpg. And if you think I've got a lead foot, well, maybe so, but Motor Trend, Car and Driver, and Road and Track magazines tested this same vehicle for a long time and got between 17.5 to 19 mpg. That was using scientifically tested equipment. And here's the computer breakdown for the past month with myself and other drivers. Here's the 20 mpg line, and we never reached it, neither did they. All going down to 14, 15, 17, 19. Nothing near 20 mpg. And there are some YouTubers that say, oh yeah, 19 to 22 mpg, because they don't drive them. They go to the dealer, they pick it up, drive it for an hour or two, and they spew off a bunch of BS they saw on the window sticker. The fake reviewers. We're not fake reviewers. We drive it for a week, rack up hundreds of miles, and my real mileage was 16 to 18 mpg. Now, in all fairness, that's not bad, because the V8 did a 15 mpg average at best. And this has a lot more power, a lot better fuel economy, so I guess we really can't complain. Pretty good numbers for a vehicle this weight, 3 tons, and this size. But to get that 22 mpg, you're going to be driving awfully slow. Just for the record, I did take this on a short highway trip doing around 65 miles per hour. And to get 19.5 mpg, but that's not really realistic highway driving in my book. But it can be done if you're not in a hurry. And while the 16 to 18 miles per gallon I got during my long hundreds of miles of driving isn't quite up to the claims on the window sticker of 19 to 22, it's still not bad considering the weight and power of the vehicle. So I'm really not going to complain too much. And otherwise, I have no complaints whatsoever in this vehicle. It's a very pleasure to drive. Very quick, smooth, comfortable. The only gripe I have is the price tag, because I can't afford 85 grand for a big SUV. And if I did, I think go to their sister company and get a Lexus GX 550, which has the same V6 turbo without the hybrid system, and about the same fuel economy. If you have the money for the Sequoia, and you think about buying one, go ahead. I don't think you'll regret it. If you want to see the video we did for the night drive and headlight test, here's a link coming up. You might as well watch it. You're already here. Click and watch.